everyone. Oh, nice to have you all here. I'm pleased to welcome you to the fourth edition of the New Risk Coaching Series. I'm Glory Joseph, and I'm happy you all are here. I'm seeing two persons already connected to our live stream. So if you're here, say me hi in the comment section so we can begin. If you're here, say hi in the comment section so I'll know you're here. Okay. I can see you. I can see you all. So I'm happy to have you all here. I'm pleased to welcome you to the fourth edition of the New Risk Coaching Series. And joining me live today is Samuel Ungu, a data protection practitioner. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Someone is saying my voice is a bit distant. Is it? Okay. Yeah. Is the voice louder now? I guess I'll come closer. Yeah. Okay. So joining me live today is Samuel Ungu, a data protection practitioner, and he'll be taking us on his area of specialization, data protection. And I believe you guys are ready for him. He has a lot in store for you. So the aim of this edition of the New Risk Coaching Series is to explore data protection as an emerging area within the legal sector. So if it's an area of law you're interested in, then stay with us till the end of today's show. Or maybe you're not yet sure of the area you want to specialize in, but it will do you good if you join in and listen. Who knows? This might interest you. So I'll be happy to have you here till the end of today's show. So to get started, before I call on the guest speaker, I'll quickly share with you the agenda for today, what you're looking forward to at the end of today's show, right? Okay, yeah. So at the end of today's section, you shall be looking forward to learning these points from today's section: how to break into an emerging area of law. Of course, we're using data protection as a case study. So how can you break into an area or an emerging area of law that is fresh and is just coming out? Then secondly, you also get to learn the scope of legal services data protection encompasses. What is this data protection all about? What do lawyers in this field actually do? Then the next point you shall learn is the opportunities available for lawyers in privacy data protection law. What are the opportunities available for them? What sectors or what areas would you work in if you decide to specialize in this area of law? Then we also get to learn the skills needed to excel in data protection. What skills would you need to acquire or have in order to excel therein? Then finally, you learn how you can become visible to potential clients. In other words, how you can build a clientele base. Yeah, that's key. Like even to build a clientele base in traditional areas of law like litigation and corporate law is actually difficult, not talk of an emerging area of law. How can you build a clientele base in such an area? Today's section will cover that. So that will be it. And it's time to call our guest speaker. Then I would, of course, share his profile so you get to see who is speaking with you. Yeah, Samuel Lungu. I'll quickly go over his profile before we get started. Samuel Lungu is a vibrant data protection and privacy practitioner in Nigeria, certified in data protection and blockchain technology. He has advised and implemented data protection compliance for several startups, companies, institutions, and multinationals in Nigeria. Aside from being well published in data protection, he has also researched for several institutions, including the Interactive Bureau of Advertising, an international organization in Paradigm Initiatives. He worked in the team that provided data protection guideline framework for legal practitioners in Nigeria. Samuel is a member of the Smart Contract Research Forum and stakeholders in Blockchain Association of Nigeria. And he's also one of the founders of the Privacy Hub Africa, an NGO geared towards championing the cause of data protection in Nigeria. And he's also an alumni of the prestigious University of Ibadan. His profile is rich, Abi. Rich profile. I'm bringing the best for you guys, so the very best. I used to search for them. So, yeah. Welcome to the program, Samuel. We are pleased to have you here. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. We are happy to have you here. And we are eager to learn from you with regards to your area of specialization, data protection. So to begin with, can you share with us yeah, how you were able to break into your area of specialization, that's data protection? How were you able to break into this area of law? Can you
Okay.
tell us?
I hope I can be heard very well.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear him? I believe they're not hearing, they would have said so.
Can
So I believe they can hear you. If they can't hear you, they would have said so in the comment section, but I believe they can hear you. Okay. I think it has a bit of network issues. Let's see.
during my NYC, I
Yeah.
was working with law barristers and
I think Samuel, we
solicitors,
lost you at some
and
point. Samuel, we lost you at some point. We didn't
what?
hear when you started. We lost you at some point.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you start all over again?
Okay. So I said it all started during my NYSC. So I was serving with law barristers and solicitors, and I had this senior associate with me then, Chuks Okoriekwe. He's now uh, doing his LLM at Florida University in US. So before then, I was all about blockchain, having come in contact with Faith Obafemi. I attended several of her webinars. So, but I got along with Chooks and we're just sharing ideas on emerging areas of law. And he spoke to me about data protection and told me that the good thing about it is there are just few lawyers in that area to build career. Almost all every organization needs a data protection officer to comply or to help them comply with the regulation. So he mentioned some names like Ridwan Oloyede, Olumide Babalola. So as he was talking about them, I quickly searched for them on LinkedIn and connected. I sent Ridwan a message, sent Olumide a message too on LinkedIn. So Ridwan responded, and then when I told him I want to build career in this area, and having established yourself in this area, you are best suited to tell me how to go about it. So Ridwan sent me a toolkit comprising all the courses he took, some of the blogs he subscribed to, and some articles he has read, and a little explanation about what the sector or the space is all about. So that was how I started. I spoke with Olumide and Mr. Olumide Babalola, and I was able to get his case book on data protection, a very fantastic book, which I will encourage any person building career in this area to get. He also has a new one now, talking about data protection in Nigeria. So I think that's the first textbook. I also enjoy every person that is interested in data protection in Nigeria to get those two books. It will help you a lot. So I started by taking online courses. I took one from Future Learn, Understanding of GDPR. I also took from Coursera, Privacy Fundamentals from University of Pennsylvania, and another one from Northeastern University, and some other courses too that I took. There is one offered by University of Depi, GDPR official skills, and a whole lot. I read articles, I was attending webinars, and all that. So I also got in touch with ICO websites, and I found out that they have a guideline on data protection, GDPR. So I read their guideline. I read that of Ireland. Yeah, data protection authorities in Ireland also have a guideline. So I was reading European Data Protection Board guideline too on data protection because their duty is to come up with a fascinating explanation on a particular concept of GDPR. So every data protection practitioner is always enjoying to read EDPB guideline. So I also read Article 29 Working Party, though some of them are no longer functioning because of GDPR. GDPR repealed some of the provisions, but a whole lot of them are still effective. And it's also good to read even the ones that are no longer in use. It will give you opportunity to understand data protection. So basically, these were the things I did: attended webinars, took online courses, read articles. A lot. It's not when you read one or two or 10 articles you think you understand it, or you are now familiar with the terms. It's an ongoing process, so you have to keep on doing it. So that's one. Then the second one, I didn't do it, but then a lot of people do it. The easiest way to go about it is to purchase the training voucher. Yeah, you buy the CIPP exam voucher and you pay for training. So the training will help you to understand the principle. That is somebody who has been there, a data protection practitioner, will undertake you on the concept of data protection, after which you will take your CIPP exam. That looks easier for you. I mean, someone is there to explain the concept for you. So it won't take you much time. But because I had to go a very long route, because I didn't have the money, I think it costs over $1,550 to go for the training and also take the exam. So I had to do the reading myself, and it took me over a year to do the reading. I mean, just to understand the concept. I didn't just read for the exam, but I wanted to understand what data protection is all about. So, briefly, I think that's how I got into data protection.
Hmm. That's a beautiful one, Samuel. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. So, key points that we're able to get out from your the answer to your question is the fact that you were able to connect with those that were already in the field. They were there before. You connected with them and asked them how you
Connecting
can
with
proceed from there
stakeholders.
on. Exactly, because
Yes,
you were aware that they were they know better than you do. You were just starting. So that's one
exactly.
thing you guys can
Yes,
do. Yeah, if you're interested in the area of law, you can go on LinkedIn, just search the area of law, right, Samuel,
yes.
and get to see.
Or if you have a particular name or a name you already, yeah, you can just search for the person. I can assure you they will respond. Yeah.
Exactly. They are eager to help young lawyers. They're eager to see someone who is willing to learn. And that was the
Yes.
attitude you showed. Thank you. So, and the fact that you also paid for trainings, it showed that it was something that you were eager to learn. It's not easy to pay such huge amount of money
Yeah.
for training, but that's what
Sure.
made you who you are. Yes, and that's why you are here today, because you're able to groom yourself right from the very start. What about building your
Yeah.
expertise? How are you able to continually build your expertise in this area of law? Can you also share that with us, or is it something that you've mentioned already?
Okay. Well, I mentioned part of it, but let me be
Okay.
specific. So to build experts or expertise in data protection, you really need to follow up with the latest happenings. And how I was able to do that, or how I'm doing that, because it's still an ongoing process, is that I first of all went to read one's LinkedIn profile. I connected with every single person there with um, data protection as a profile. I mean, every single person that specializes or practice data protection. So from there, I also went to Mr. Jamal Ahmed. He's a UK-based or a UK citizen. He also practices data protection. I connected with Glory. Can you hear me?
Hmm. Yeah, your voice was breaking, but we can hear you now.
Okay, I said how I was able to get to where I am now is because I was very intentional about my career, and I needed to be up to date with the latest happening in the sector. So because of that, I went to read one's LinkedIn profile and I connected with every person in data protection on his LinkedIn. I did the same thing with Mr. Olumide Babalola. I also went to Mr. Jamal Ahmed's LinkedIn profile. As I'm mentioning these names, you can be putting it down. That's how I started. So I went to his LinkedIn. I connected with every person there, and from there I was able to connect with the likes of Mr. Eduardo Eusteran, Ruth Boardman, Philly of Fisher, Gabriela. These are big names in data protection. And even other people. What I just do is once I connect with you, I go to your LinkedIn profile, I look for people that are practicing data protection, and I connect with them. So there is no way an information, I mean, there is no way a new thing will come up in data protection and I won't get to hear it. If A don't post it, B will definitely post it. And from there, I read all the thing. So I'm also subscribed with Data One Trust Data Guidance. They publish latest happening in data protection. I visit IABB board every now. IABB, that's International Association of Privacy Practitioners. They're also the people that offer this CIPP. That's the Professional Certificate, Internationally Recognized Certificate for Data Protection Practitioners. So I visit their website to read up on the happenings. I read from Lexology, from people's LinkedIn, from articles. I think that's the short. And then webinars. When you go to
Yeah.
YouTube, when you go to YouTube, you see a lot of them. I also send direct messages to all those people, the likes of Mr. Eduardo, Philly of Fisher, Gabriela, Ruth Boardman. I send message to them seeking to understand how they started and the things they did that set them apart from others. And most of them were kind to respond. And from there, I started doing some of the things they said. They said, somebody like Eduardo said, I should read everything that I can lay my hands upon. I shouldn't just stop at reading what you have, reading or I mean understanding the principle, but I should make effort to ensure that I understand the reason why the principle was made. Philly of Fisher is a partner who is also a professor in data protection.
We've lost him.
With Pete Fisher. He sent me the last topic in GDPR. So with that, I'm also following Bets and Bets on YouTube. So that
Hmm.
was, or that is how I build. Yeah, that's how I read
Your
up, and that's how
expertise.
I
Yeah.
notice. Uh, well, I won't say I'm an expert anyway. I'm still growing, but
No, you have a rich network of lawyers in your area of law, and that's what I would advise young lawyers here.
exactly,
Any area you want to, yes,
yeah,
have a rich network of them because it will help you in growing. So,
yeah,
connect with experienced persons. We have someone summarizing for us. Attend webinars and pay for courses too. And finally, follow the trends. Yes, follow the
very
trends. So
important.
those are the key points. Yeah,
LinkedIn is a powerful asset for you.
it
So utilize
it
it.
is. It is. Yeah, like that's how I met you, know, from LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the second question for you.
Okay.
Okay, okay. What is the scope of legal services data protection encompasses? Like this is the crux now. What do lawyers in that field do? Yeah. Yeah, you can go on. We are waiting. Oh, we can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can.
Okay. There are a lot. Just for purpose of clarity, let me just group it into three. There are three services one can offer in data protection. So we have the litigation aspect of it, we have the adversary aspect of it, and we have the implementation aspect of it. Now, these things are not grouped this way. I'm the one that grouped it just for the sake of clarity. Now, you can decide to specialize in litigation. Um, as a matter of fact, what Mr. Olumide Babalola does most is that litigation aspect of it, and it deals with fundamental human rights, like all these is it what's it called, civil society organizations, something like that. So mostly they are the people into litigation, but then any lawyer can also get into it. It's going to be a huge area. We have the adversary parts. So most law firms are really into this, and in that aspect it deals with giving companies legal opinions on how to comply with data protection. You can draft data processing agreements for companies. For instance, a company that wants to outsource another company to process personal data for them, you need to draft data processing agreements for them. You need to advise companies on the type of legal basis they have to rely to process the personal data. You need to advise them too on privacy notice and how to come about it. You need to advise them on standard contractual clause. You need to advise them on the latest developments in data protection. Now, this one too is very related to the implementation. Uh, but the implementation mostly, yeah, is left. Let me just say, here in Nigeria, a lot of law firms are shying away from engaging in implementation because it's a bit technical, and it has to do with conducting data protection audits, conducting data impacts assessments, gap analysis, trying to trace data breach, drafting data privacy. I mean, data was it privacy notice, and all that, and just trying to know if a company complies. Now, a company, you can decide to offer all of this. If you are a litigator, you can decide to mediate when issues arise in data protection. If you are in a law firm, you can advise and also engage in implementation. When you are drafting privacy notice, you are doing implementation. When you are conducting data protection audits for an organization, you are doing implementation. When you are assessing legitimate interests, you are is more like you are giving advisory opinion and also implementation. So I think there is no clear cut distinction between them. But I just brought out the trade distinction just for clarity. So these are the things we do in data protection uh, space or
Okay.
ecosystem. Matter of fact.
Yeah. And when we thank you so much, Samuel, for bringing out these points, for making it clearer. Then, when it comes to the corporate area of law, like corporate practice, is there any way data privacy relates to it? Can you speak more
Yeah,
on that?
yes. Data protection is now a huge aspect of mergers and acquisition. Um, Currently, it's hard for a company to even acquire another company without considering data protection. I mean, what happens to the personal data of the individuals or customers of the company you are acquiring? What about the due diligence aspect of it? Trying to know whether the company you are acquiring complies with data protection or not. So a whole lot of issues come up with mergers and acquisition in data protection, and it's a hot cake and a money making machine for corporate lawyers. For any person that will show interest in it.
Wow. Thank you for telling us that secret. So I think the key point I was able to glean from what you said is the fact that data privacy cuts across different sectors in law, litigation, corporate practice, advisory. It's there, and I was shocked. I was surprised when you told me that while we we're talking about this before today's show. Like it goes to show that any area of law you are in, it will do you good if you have an idea of it too, because it might impact negatively on whatever duty probably you incorporate and then you're doing something and you don't pay attention to that. It might impact
Yeah.
negatively on it, right? So it's important
Yes.
to have an idea about data privacy to an extent. To me, it's the crux, basically. It is. It is. Thank you so much, Samuel. So the next question we have for you, what are the skills that are needed to excel as a data protection lawyer? Are there any special skills that you need to acquire or something?
Okay. I I want to be specific here. There is no special skill one needs to excel in data protection. And I want to make it clear here that you don't need to be a lawyer for you to practice data protection. So it's not meant for lawyers alone. Was it
Really?
yeah, a mathematician can do it. The only aspect that is left for lawyers is the legal aspect of it. Let's say the litigation aspect of it, and will I say offering legal services? It's even that offering legal services is somehow, because if I'm doing implementation as a person, I can advise the company on the best step to take. So it's only litigation that is left for lawyers. Every other
Really?
aspect, yeah, yeah, every other aspect can be undertaken by any person. So that is the beauty of the space. Now, so what I'm saying, you don't have any special skill. You don't need to have any special skill to get into it, but it will help you if you can acquire IT skills. Yeah. So if you are a lawyer, it is good. You can limit yourself. Oh, I'm not going too deep into the implementation. So let me just be offering legal advice. You read up on the principles, and then you are good to go. You advise on it. Somebody say, can you help me with? Can you help decide whether I'm a controller or a processor? You get these are normal things you read from textbook, and you can easily give advice on it. But you just, you know, uh, as a going concern, you have to keep up with the latest development in technology and IT. It will help you, but it's not a priority. So
Okay, okay, okay. It's not a priority. Like, if you're not good in tech, you can still excel in it. Is that your point?
exactly, that's the point. That's exactly the point I'm making. If you are not a tech
Okay,
person,
okay.
you can still venture into data protection and still do very well. In fact, I'm not a tech
Yeah,
person, so to speak. I'm a lawyer, and I'm not
yeah,
doing.
you're doing well in it.
Yeah.
Exactly, because the advisory aspects, I'm not sure that requires tech, right? It
Of
doesn't.
course, it doesn't really require tech if we just look at it from the fascia aspect of it, like
Okay,
so.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But if you want to go deep, of course, you need to understand the products you are advising on for you to give a fantastic legal advice. So when you consider it
Okay,
that way, you see that it's still necessary for you to show interest in tech and read up things. What I'm just saying is you don't need to be a techie person before you can venture into this space. But once you venture into
okay,
this space, for you to have a balanced career and be able to excel very well, you need to begin to show interest in tech related matters. Yeah.
okay. So, in what aspects does it intersect with tech? What are some of the duties? So can you just give maybe one or two duties a lawyer would have to carry out that will involve tech when it comes to data privacy? Can you give us
Okay.
any? Let's
Okay.
make it more practical.
Let's say you are talking about cookies. If you don't know what it means, you may not even understand the principle. We are talking about third party or all these ad tech companies, and you don't know how, I mean, who a publisher is from a advertising company and other. Just if you don't know the relationship between all these people, it may be difficult for you to even determine who a controller is. I don't know whether you are getting me. When an
Yeah, I
issue
get
comes
your point.
from ad tech companies, it may be
Comes,
difficult for
yes.
you to determine who a controller is from a processor. So you may just know who a controller, a processor is in theory, but now determining who, because it involves is like a tripartite thing in ad tech company,
Mm,
and you need to understand the functionings and the workings of it for you to be able to apply the principle to. So
yeah.
another aspect of it is it won't be bad for if as a person you are conducting data audits or you are trying to check the security architecture of a company to know whether it complies with the standards set by CGP, for you to know how to go about it. I mean, to know whether they are using encryption or not. These are technical things that you need to know.
Exactly. I think I agree with you because when you said cookies, I used to see that cookies thing a lot. They'll say accept all cookies or I used to be confused. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing your insights in that area. So the third question, or no, this should be the fourth question, yeah. If I'm right, yeah. What opportunities are available for lawyers in data protection? What are the
Wow.
opportunities or what
There are
fields or what
many.
sector? Yeah.
There are
Okay.
many opportunities. You can decide
Mm.
to work with a startup fintech company. You can decide to work with a startup edutech company. There are many of them. So you can function as a data protection officer for a company. You can function as a lawyer, as a data protection practitioner for a law firm. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm a data protection practitioner with my law firm. And the good thing is, whether law firms like it or not, they will definitely need a lawyer with data protection experience. Is it that they
Okay.
need the person to help them to drive the department, or that they will need the person to help them comply with the standard or with the regulation? So whichever way, they can't even run away from it. So if a law firm says they are not practicing it, they would definitely need a data protection, a DPO, to help them comply. So it to be safe, yeah, I mean, to be on the safer side, they rather have a lawyer who understands data protection, and I'm not saying they can, I mean, if I'm speaking as a data protection practitioner, it is wrong for you to, as a lawyer working with a law firm, to also be their DPO. Conflict of interest. But I'm just saying, on for the sake of saying that it is better for a law firm to have a lawyer that practices or specializes in that area, just to help them get clients on that area of law, and also to help them comply on that area of law. I don't know whether you're getting my point. So that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
do.
You can work with any company that processes personal data. NDPR has a benchmark 1,000
Hmm.
to
Okay.
2,000. It's not big actually, because when you look at, let's say, a printing center anywhere, these people, they get to process more than 1,000 or 2,000 personal data in a year. So I rather say that almost every company in Nigeria needs a data protection officer to
Exactly.
help direct them. And these are definitely going to, lawyers have upper hand over it. So, I mean, check how many companies in Nigeria. And the good thing is, if you are doing well, you can also get a side gig from all these foreign countries. The good thing is, it is very expensive to pick a data protection officer in UK, or to even pick a data protection practitioner in UK to help you do something. So what they do is they outsource for people with the experience in countries, in third countries like Nigeria and India, where the person, they can pay you just small amount and you will do it. But that small amount is better than what
It's
they even
huge to
pay
you.
some some senior associates in some big firms, in some law firms. But that's it. Please don't quote me. But that's the truth actually.
Yeah.
So there are opportunities. You can also do research. If you don't even want to practice, you can be doing research for people. I also do research for people. So that's it. Let me not say much.
Okay, boys.
I will not speak myself.
You can say much, so you
That's
can say every opportunity available there. We get your point. I think I like the fact that you
yeah,
said lawyers have an upper hand in this area. Because when you were saying it's not just lawyers that can do it, I was becoming jealous. Like, allow us to have everything. We
yeah,
will have our advantage too in that aspect. I believe so, right?
yeah.
Okay. So the next question: how did you become visible to a potential client? Because as I said earlier, it's an emerging area, data protection. So being visible to clients can be a bit difficult. Building a clientele base, even in normal litigation, is even hard. Not talk of an area like this. So how did you do it? Because I know you've not been in this area of law for a long time. You're not like your hair is not gray. You are still young in the bar. So how are you able to build a clientele base in your area of
So
specialization?
it's very simple. What I tell my colleagues is that you just have to keep on uh, leveraging on the social media. Don't just go there to talk rubbish, and be very intentional about the one you are using, especially at this developing stage. I can't be wasting my time with Instagram. It has little or nothing to offer me as far as my profession is concerned. I can go there and catch cruise. I mean, 30 minutes, and know what's going on in entertainment industry. But it's not at this stage. I mean, it won't help me a lot. So I became intentional. I like LinkedIn very well. Twitter can also help, but I post things there too, but I prefer LinkedIn and all that. So what I advise people to do is to identify the area you are good at. I prefer writing to speaking. So some persons can do podcast and all that, and be consistent with it. Not that you post today, you will not post again till next 3 months, or you will not post again till next year, something. So I write a lot, and it's not a must to publish a full article. Just come up with something, you know, and just put it on your LinkedIn. Two, three, 5 lines. That okay, provided it makes sense. People will look at it, and before you know it, people will begin to look up to your profile. People will begin to pay special attention to what you say. So this was how I started. I read up things, I come to say it. It doesn't matter whether another person has said it. Once I have not said it, I will definitely say it. And I will say it in a different way that another person hasn't said it. That's my own style. If you want, let it be that 100 persons have said that. I will come up and say it in a better way or in a way that suits me, you know. So that's just it. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, just
encourage every
being you.
yeah, being you. So try and read up things, post on your social media, make noise. I mean, we are in an era where you have to leverage on social media. Don't say, oh, people will say I'm bragging, I'm trying. You know, it comes up when you talk too much. That say this guy is showing off for them. You are not showing off. You are just using style to look for clients. You are just using style to push yourself out there, because it's one thing to know, and it is another thing to let people know that you know. It's not as if I have an encompassing knowledge in this area of law, but I constantly and consistently push myself out there for people to know that, okay, I have interest in this area, and I'm learning things, and what I'm learning, I can say it. What I've learned, I'm able to communicate to others. So that's how I was able to build it. And I like to comment, even when I don't post and other people post. Just comment. It has a way of reflecting on your profile. So that is it. I think my show is becoming too
Okay.
much.
No, no, no. We are eager to hear from you. So if I get you clear, putting up content, utilizing LinkedIn,
Yeah, or Twitter.
yeah, utilizing LinkedIn, and excuse me, sorry for that. I'm back.
All right, welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So creating content on LinkedIn and putting it out there is what will make was what helped you to be seen, right?
Yes,
So can you share with us some of the benefits, or what benefits you're able to gain by doing that consistently?
one of them is the fact that you invited me to come and deliver or to come and make presentation in this webinar. I mean, you saw so many other persons and you called me, so it's a benefit. You are
Okay.
helping my ministry, because by doing this, you're also pushing me out. Secondly, people can come up. Yeah, I do get job offer on my LinkedIn. That's the fact. I get job offer from companies. They will just be like, Sam, we looked at your profile and it matches the criteria we're looking for. Are you ready to, come and join us and something like that? But because I'm with a law firm, you know, I always turn it down. I also get side gig. Not now, I'm now working with a law firm, but when I was working remotely, I used to get side gig and I do it. But
Okay.
now that I'm with a law firm, I do turn all those things down. So I don't take
Pass
side
pass
gig.
the brief over to me. Oh, why are you turning down briefs?
Yeah, yeah. Since you're not with, yeah, it's because it's against our law firm. We don't do private practice, so all
Oh,
those things are
yeah.
private practice. So
Don't worry.
well, you can build interest in data protection. I wouldn't mind sending them
I'll
to
come and
you.
take those
So,
briefs
but
from you.
these are the things. Definitely, these are the things you enjoy. People will look out for you. They will come with things, and your classmates will call you, Sam, I have this issue on data protection. Please, can you advise me? You say one or two things.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, you always feel fulfilled when you do that. That's the truth.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then,
Thank you so very much. Thank you for helping us see the benefits there is. Me, of course, I'm seeing the benefits myself. I wouldn't have seen you if I was not on LinkedIn.
yeah,
And at this point, I want to say that even if it's something you've not, if it is an area of law you're interested in, and you've not really gotten enough expertise in, it will do you well if you put it in your profile. Okay, I'm an enthusiast of this, maybe data protection enthusiast or something. So when person see that, say, okay, this person is coming up, persons are looking, people are looking, hey, they are seeing
you
what you
just
are
need to
doing.
show interest. Yeah, you just need to show interest.
Exactly.
Actually, you don't need to know it all. I think no one knows it all. No one knows it all. Just show interest. Take courses, go to Coursera, go to EDS, go to Udemy. Like there are a lot of them. See, when I was during when I was building interest in this, because I don't have time, because people will give excuses. I go to work, I work from morning to night, I'm always weak. And then what I usually do is, because of the traffic, when I'm going to work, I use that period to take my online courses. I use the period to read my this thing, to read my textbook on data protection. When I'm coming back, I spend over 3 hours on road. So you can't be sleeping for 3 hours. What will you now be doing when you get home? So I try as much
Yeah.
awake. And I read, I mean, if you read 3 hours a day, if you read it consistently for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, there is no area of law you will not be familiar with. So I don't know. I don't know for me, I don't know for people, but when people complain there is no time, it's just you've not shown intention. When you show intention, time will come. You'll find a way to fix things for yourself. So
Exactly, exactly. That's very true. So, and when it comes to creating content, he might not necessarily be an originator of a content. Maybe you are still learning about data privacy, for example, and you don't have what to say because you are still learning. You can be a curator, you can just bring trending issues because some talking about things that are trending. You can just repost trending issues about something. Ah, this is a recent news of data privacy in Nigeria. Or put it there. Tomorrow you put it. Next tomorrow you put it. Ah, people will always say, ah, this guy, this person. Like say,
exactly.
So it's you want to say something on that? I saw you.
Yeah, that I said exact. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, most times the things I post, because we don't have much activities going on here in Nigeria. So most of the things I post are from what is happening in EU company. So once they find people, if I have time, I'll just rewrite, a bit, read the judgment, and just make a little draft about it and post it, and just find a way of relating it to what may happen in
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Like there was a time they find a lawyer um, for revealing another client's personal. Okay, it's like, how do I put it? A company someone sued a company. So a lawyer was representing the company, but the lawyer was able to reveal personal data relating to the opposing party or the claimant to a third party. So the person sued the lawyer and claimed certain amount of money. So I read that judgment and I just came to write something. I was now calling the attention of legal practitioners in Nigeria, because most of them, okay, I was just calling attention of legal practitioners and law firm in Nigeria to just be,
Mm,
to up their game in data protection. So thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
I get
I wanted.
the point is clear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I get your point. I do, I
yeah.
do. So finally, I think this is second to the last question I want to ask you. So what benefits have you gained by choosing an emerging area of law? No, I'm not talking about the benefits of showing yourself on LinkedIn or creating content, but by going into an area of law that is just emerging. Is there any benefits that you can share with us that you've gained?
Yes. Okay. I want to start by saying that I see law as a business. Actually, it is good to go to court and put it to them. It's good actually, but you also have to look at the business aspect of it. And if I remember vividly what we were taught when we did, is it home economics, or I can't remember, in secondary school, said business is all about need and want, and need and want creates opportunity. You get? So the one advantage that an emerging area of law offers to lawyers or new wig is the fact that there are not many lawyers in that area. So you have opportunity to gain visibility so easily. You have
Faster,
opportunity
yeah.
yeah, you have opportunity to grow with the sector, and you have opportunity of the first generation. There, I don't know, but there is what I call first generation. For every area of law, or for anything at all, any aspect of business, there is always a huge advantage that comes to the first people that start the business, or the first people that venture into that area. So these are the benefits you get, and you have opportunity to make mistake and correct yourself and grow with the sector. So That's the
Yeah.
advantage I've been gaining because we don't have many lawyers specializing in that area of law. That's data protection, and we don't even have much people. Let's say we don't have much people in Nigeria practicing it now. Once you show interest, strong interest, law firms will be able to consider you. Startups will be able to consider. In fact, startups are picking people who don't even have knowledge in data protection. I'm telling you, I know a lot of persons I've spoken to trying to guide them. So these are opportunities. It may just be that they have shown interest in data protection. So there are the advantages you get being venturing into
Yeah.
emerging areas. Of law. Yes.
Exactly. I think one point I picked from what you just said is the fact that it's easier for you to stand out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not possible to stand out in litigation, but as you said, there are fewer persons there. So you would easily be noticed.
We don't have the
And who
biggest
doesn't
name.
want that? Mm, exactly. As you are progressing your career, to do you good if you try to break into an emerging area of law. That way, your influence will be felt and you become more relevant in the legal sector. You know, that's
Yeah.
just it. Thank you so much, Samuel, for sharing your story with us. We've gleaned a lot from all you said today, starting from how you were able to break into this area of law. You went on LinkedIn and spoke, you sent a direct message to this person. That was courageous for you. You're not scared that, oh, what if they don't answer you? What if they ignore you? Then you chatted them up and they're willing to help you. Like, what I've noticed is that senior lawyers are actually ready to help when you put yourself out there and ask, "Ah, I want this." And they even see it as an honor. Okay, this person is coming to me. That means, it shows the person trusts my ability to help him, something like that.
Yeah.
So that will do you good. And then with regard to skills that you need to excel, you don't have to be the techie type per se. You can just have it. I think what matters is the desire and the intention to learn, as Samuel emphasized on. If you have a desire and intention to learn, then you can build on that. You can build on that. And then with regards to creating visibility, don't wait until you are still young in the bar. What do you know that you'll be putting on LinkedIn? Start now. As you're on link, if you don't have a profile yet, build a profile. Start and start putting up. Show yourself out there what you're able to do. No matter how even if it's litigation that you are in, start putting issues about that. Persons will know that okay, there's a lawyer here, and before you know it, when you're able to specialize in one, they know that you've been there before. So do you have any advice for new weeks that would help them gain clarity with regards to the career path to choose, or any advice at all? Can you share with us?
Okay. The first thing is just for you to be intentional. Being intentional entails like you asking yourself some questions and then trying to push yourself no matter what. And that is what will push you to, you know, begin to ask questions. That's the only way to get clarity. You must ask questions from people who have been there, or people who are currently there. They are the only people that can tell you this is how it is and this is the best way for you to go. If you don't ask questions, you will never get it right. You need a mentor, and it's not a must. Yeah, I mean, how do I call it? It's not. It mustn't be a direct mentorship. You can just be shadowing someone. It may just be on LinkedIn and all that. Ask questions. Ask from your senior colleagues. Ask from LinkedIn. Ask questions from people in LinkedIn and other social media that can be of benefit to your career. So that's just it. Then for young lawyers that would like to build career in data protection, I'm not trying to open a floodgate, but Ridwan is a fantastic person. Yeah, and he's always ready to help out. The same thing with Mr. Lumide and every other person in that space that I've connected with. They're always ready to help out. Ask them question anytime, they will respond. I don't know, but I think I'm seeing a different thing from them. Yeah, they will always respond sincerely. Read one will help any person that wants to build interest in this space very well, very, very well, I must say. So
Thank you.
that's just
Asking questions is key.
it.
Yeah, asking questions is very important. Thank you so very much. I don't know if you have any question, you can just put it in the chat box. I think someone was saying something like It's easy to do notice me to your client. Does it? I don't know if you can throw more light on that. Is that
What?
a question? I don't understand. Okay, it's easy to do notice me to your client. I don't know. Maybe I think when we're talking about visibility or so, he chatted on that. I don't know if you can throw more light on that,
Is
Chidoze.
it easy to do notice me to your client? Yes, now it's easy. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. Trying to talk all the time on LinkedIn. I'm just saying, please notice me. Oh. Yeah. I'm just trying to let people please notice me. I'm a data protection practitioner. And I'm very intentional about data protection. I'm not saying I'm a like I'm very dumb about other areas of law, a do me something like that. I have interest in IP, blockchain, just as I mentioned, corporate commercial law. I do it, even fintech, I do things on this, but I'm very intentional about data protection. I want people to know that when you talk about somewhere, you are talking about data protection. So, you know,
Yeah.
the reason why I'm intentional about it is because it's an emerging area of law. I want to be known. I believe there will definitely be something huge coming, you know, coming to me from that area. So that's just what
Yeah.
I'm going to. So please do notice me, write, say things often about the area you are good at. And when you keep on saying it
Mm,
over and over again, people will begin to see that, oh, this person knows what he or she is saying. You can't be saying nonsense. That's
mm.
the truth. If you are saying the right thing all the time, it means you know it. Even if it entails that, oh, you read it today and you are saying it shows you are really doing research. It shows you are researching well and it's paying off. So that's the best way. I don't know. I don't know whether
Yeah.
that answered the question he or she's asking.
Yeah, it was not really a question. Though. He was just saying that it's easy to do notice me to client. I think more like it's easier in this stage we are in. Social media is there. I think
Yeah.
that's what he was
Oh,
trying to say.
okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Yeah, that's true. It's even easier now, unlike before. It's easier for clients to notice you. Thank you so
Enough.
much, Samuel, for sharing your story with us. And thank you for everyone who joined us live today. Thank you for engaging Chidoze, Lois. Thank you so very much for engaging in the comment section. I'm not sure anyone has a question because I was asking and no one has asked any question. But if you have any question, Samuel, I can also put your LinkedIn link in the
Yeah.
description box. Yeah,
Exactly.
and so that they can reach to you. That's okay, right?
Yes.
Mhm. So if you are watching us, if you're watching this as a replay, do well to comment or like. I'll be happy to see that. And do well to subscribe to my channel too, New Wiz Coaching Series with Glory Joseph, so that it will encourage me to do more. Not that I'll not continue, but just an encouragement. Thank you so much, guys, for being here today. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Samuel, for honoring my invitation to be here. We learned a lot from you.
It's a
I
pleasure.
believe those who are watching on replay too will hear. We learned a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
No problem. Yeah. Okay, now. Yeah. You already have a follower already. Someone is following you already on LinkedIn.
Oh,
Samuel.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
Chidoze. Yeah.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. And yes, there's also the link for our WhatsApp group, the New Wiz Coaching Series WhatsApp group. So you can do well to join the group. The link is in the description box. So if you're watching it now or you're watching it as a replay, you can get the link in the description box. And my LinkedIn link also is there as I put out engaging content for young lawyers and new weeks, tips that will help them excel to start out well in the profession. So you can do well to connect with me on LinkedIn too. Thank you guys. Bye.